All right, let's go ahead and get started. My name is Jimmy Talbert, and I'm really excited about what we're going to be going through today because we're going to be covering some of my favorite topics. We're covering life cycle marketing specifically for real estate. So how you can use life cycle marketing to easily drive more leads, get more clients, and get more referrals. I don't know a real estate professional in the world that wouldn't absolutely love that. So, like I said, my name is Jimmy Talbert. I'm the head of marketing here at Chime. And this is, like I said, one of my favorite topics. I've been working for the last decade, both teaching and consulting small businesses and real estate professionals on how they can use these types of strategies in their business. They absolutely work. I'm going to give you real world examples of how these things are working in the market today, and how you're going to be able to leverage them specifically. So a core value here at Chime that I like to start with is we believe in people and their dreams. And the reason this is one of my favorites is growing up, I had a father who was in the real estate industry, did land development, real estate, did a lot, had his hands in a lot of things, kind of an entrepreneur. And there was some of his businesses that were very successful and some that were not. And when you're just getting off the ground, or when you're just getting going, or when you're struggling sometimes, it's sometimes hard for other people to recognize what your dream is, or see your dream, see your vision. And so the fact that we work for an organization that literally hires and fires by these types of core values is absolutely incredible. It's something that means a lot. One of the things that brought me to Chime. So there's 3 questions that we're going to make sure that we answer today. So why do so many real estate professionals just survive? Okay, it's no secret that there are a ton of registered agents throughout the country. That being said, the majority of them are not really doing what they set out to do. They're not accomplishing what they set out to do. They're not achieving that dream. And then the next question we're going to answer is, why do some real estate professionals absolutely thrive? We all know who those people are. We've seen them. They're the super successful agents and brokers that we see out there. And you kind of wonder, how did they do that? Is it luck, or is there something else going on? Well, I'm here to tell you it's not luck, and we're gonna explain to you the difference between surviving and thriving as well, and then what tools can be offered to help more real estate professionals absolutely thrive. So this isn't something that just came about out of nowhere. This was started as actually a long-term research project that we did with a lot of different clients, a lot of different customers, where we just kind of mapped out different strategies, different things, different tools that can be used in order to help them help them do the things that we're talking about. So why do so many real estate professionals just survive? Well, let's look at the ultimate survivor, right? Who's the ultimate survivor? The ultimate survivor is the caveman. Let's think about what the caveman's day consists of. Okay, the caveman's day consists of waking up in the morning, going out and finding the herd, sneaking up on the herd, singling out the weakest, beating them with a club, dragging them back to the cave and eating kind of fat and happy for the day, and then starting over the next day and hoping that herd is in the same place. Well, this is no different from many people's marketing. They're always chasing that next deal. It's that kind of, their marketing is disjointed, on again, off again, spray and pray mentality. And at the end of the day, they lack the confidence to know that their marketing plan will bring the surplus that they need. We get it. We've been there. So let's look back at our friend the caveman real quick. What was the most innovative development for the caveman to evolve? A lot of people say the fire, not necessarily in this case. It was the fence. So what did the fence allow the caveman to do? Allowed the caveman to evolve from hunter-gatherer to rancher and farmer. He was able to understand that life cycle of the plants and the animals that he was raising. He was able to plan ahead. He was able to forecast. He was able to not have those days of feast and famine, but he was able to get what he needed and know that he was going to be able to thrive, right? And that's a big reason why mankind has survived and has done well. So let's look at sort of the problems specifically with survival marketing. So issues with survival marketing. Let's look at the different steps in the typical sales and marketing funnel, right? You start by generating interest. You get some leads, and you sell the hottest of the hot. You sigh in relief because you got a few more clients, and then what? You start over again. Well, you're starting over again, and you only sold a few of the leads that you have. I think every business would agree that the biggest cost to their business, especially in this industry, is a lost opportunity and missed opportunity. So there's three major holes within this funnel. One is lost traffic. The next would be lost leads. So lost traffic being people who call in, hang up, people who don't you don't capture their information, you lose their information. A lot of different things. Leads, people who are interested that maybe don't ultimately move ahead and become a client. And then there's those clients that you get that maybe don't end up being don't end up utilizing your services again, aren't sending you referrals, aren't giving you reviews, things like that. And so with these major holes, it can be very difficult. And the reason it can be difficult is because it's tough to know where to start. You have all these different things out there, all these different from ways to get leads, ways to follow up with leads, all these different tools that you need to use. And it can be very difficult to know what's going to be best. And so what makes some real estate professionals absolutely thrive? The most effective thing that I've seen in my experience and that my most successful clients have adopted is a concept called lifecycle marketing. Okay. Now with lifecycle marketing, one thing we need to remember is that prospects are people. Your leads are people. They're people with families a lot of the time, with lives, with jobs, with different things going on. And then you also need to remember that through the use of systems, you can scale relationships. It's about building that relationship and building that up. So I'm going to take you through the 7 phases of lifecycle marketing. Okay. As we go through this, take notes. Write down any insights. We will answer questions at the end. Any big gaps maybe that you're seeing in your business, big opportunities, action items of things you want to take. I would like this to be really the more of like a working session, because I want you to walk away from this with things that you can execute immediately within your practice or your business to help you get more clients. So let's take a look at the different life cycle stages. So over here on the left-hand side, it's going to start with attracting traffic, which means visitors to a website, to your social media, to landing pages, to wherever, right? People are searching online now. That's what they do. And then it's a matter of getting people to opt in, giving you their information, exchanging something valuable for a little bit of their information, and then getting some hot prospects, ultimately converting them into clients and getting sales, and improving that kind of client satisfaction and ensuring that people are delighted with what you do, getting that repeat business and increasing that lifetime client value of everybody that you're working with, and then also helping you get more referrals and reviews. Obviously, that's absolutely critical. So it all starts with one thing: know thy client, right? So how do you really target who your best client is and who's going to be optimal for you? Well, think about some basic characteristics, pain points, problems, challenges that they have that you can solve, the benefits specifically that they seek, why they hire you specifically, their most common objections sometimes when they don't hire you. Think about that. And who's not your target client? Who's not that best person? So I want you to think about that. And let's start over here on the left side with attracting traffic. So whether it's online or offline. So it starts with attracting the right kinds of leads. So people who are in the area, people who are fit within the demographic that you typically serve. So one thing that I will tell you is when you want to create kind of your target client, you want to really become almost uncomfortably narrow on who that is. And you can build a lot of things based on that. And based on who that best client is, because then you're building your brand around that's who you serve. So let's look at an example here. I've got Bay City Realty. Okay, they started out as pure hunters. They were cold calling and doing a lot of different things. Eventually, they created some lead magnets. So these are things that draw in the right kind of the right kind of person that that essentially speak to your ideal client, and they were able to grow their database by 10x. They did that through being incredibly targeted in their ad placement and their organic stuff, and then also doing things like retargeting and stuff like that on Facebook. Okay. Thomas Smith as well is an agent, and he started out by sending out postcards with very poor results with what he was getting, and discovered the gold with educational marketing, and so that was a matter of kind of building him up as an expert. He was able to include different types of lead magnets, things like home value lead magnets and things like that, where you're asking for a little bit of information in exchange for something valuable, like what someone's home is worth. Okay. Now let's talk about what a lead magnet is not and what will not capture leads. So here's a question for you. When was the last time you woke up in the morning and said, I'm going to join someone's newsletter? Okay. Answer to that is somewhere around 2002. Okay, it just doesn't happen. Nobody ever wakes up and says that because nobody joins newsletters anymore. The world has evolved since then, and your lead capture and your marketing needs to evolve with that as well. So an exercise in picking a topic for an educational lead magnet would be to go through and think about different mistakes that maybe you help your clients avoid. What are some frustrations people have maybe when they utilize one of your competitors as opposed to you, when they utilize maybe their brother-in-law who's going to cut the commission a little bit, but he doesn't do real estate full-time. He's not a true professional. He just happens to hang his license somewhere. What are the underlying goals that they have? Okay, what are they just kind of curious about? What are they trying to learn? What are things that can help them think that they are a more educated buyer, okay, or seller? And so just consider that. And so this is a opportunity analyzing exercise here. So I want you to think about how many more visitors could you be attracting with better placed ads and more attractive lead magnets. Okay, and then it's a matter of actually capturing that information and doing something with it. Okay, so we're moving down the life cycle here, and so let's talk about some of your lead capture gaps. So that's web traffic that leaves your site. That's walk in, walk out, telephone calls that hang up before you get their information. Networking contacts and trade show visitors who just kind of walk by because you don't have something attractive out there for them, and so on and so forth. Okay, how many visitors to your pages or people who you engage with should you be capturing, but you're not? And many times the reason that people don't is why? Because they don't necessarily have the appropriate method of following up and nurturing those leads to eventually convert them. Well, of the most conservative estimates I can find, because I like to be conservative with these things, says that it takes a minimum of 5 meaningful touches to engage or to convert someone. So these are meaningful touches, not an email that you send them that they never open. That's not a call where they don't answer and you hang up. Okay, that's not a voicemail that they never listen to. Meaningful interaction. So how many meaningful interactions it takes to convert someone to being a client? Okay, well, 5 is, like I said, the most conservative. I've seen anything from 7 to 12 as well. But in this case, this, like I said, was the most conservative in real estate specifically. And it said that 81% are converted after the 5th meaningful interaction. Okay, that might mean that they tell you no once or twice. That might mean a lot of things, right? You gotta stay in front of them. The issue is that over 48% of real estate professionals give up after the first discouraging interaction. Okay, this is sort of the inconvenient truth here. And so let's look at some examples of that. So we look at Bay City Realty again. They were doing a lot to once they started implementing some of these things of utilizing things like click to call, utilizing smart call lists, arming their agents with specific scripts of what to say, having automatic responses built into their marketing. And the what happened, the results were absolutely incredible. Okay, so this is before and after. So Bay City was spending about $25,000 a year on lead generation before. After implementing educational marketing and smart follow-up, they were able to, they're actually spending less. And as you can see, they've more than doubled their actual leads that they're getting. I don't know what they were doing before, but it seems expensive. And then the number of clients has almost doubled as well. That's absolutely incredible, right? More importantly, because they're leveraging things like automation, they're able to spend more time doing what they want to do. They've in their words, they've more than doubled their vacation days that they are currently taking, and that means more time with their family, more things where they're able to enjoy the lifestyle of why they got into real estate to begin with. Okay, now let's look at another example here. Lopez Homes. Okay, they created automated qualifying campaigns. They stayed in touch with leads and created value. They set clear expectations with prospects so that when they became clients, they knew what to expect, and they always felt like their realtor was being honest with them. Okay, all expectations for selling was done before their first face-to-face appointment. Okay, so what I'd ask you here is, how many prospects do you drop each month, each year, each quarter, because they're not necessarily ready right now, because they're not ready to buy right now? Okay, and the reality is a lot. In the example with Bay City, they almost doubled their conversion rate on the leads that they were getting. And so then we want to move into actually converting the clients. So let's go back to this chart, which is not something that a lot of people like to see, but it's the harsh reality. So what are you doing right now, and I guess to ensure that you are staying in front of people, that you're engaging them with valuable content, that you're consistently following up, that you're not only at the top of mind, but there's no way that they're going to utilize, like I said, their brother or their friend to sell their home, because he's going to cut them a better rate on the commission that's owed. Okay, let's look at Rockwell Realty. Okay, they're spending 8 to 10 hours a week prospecting. Okay, I'm sorry, 8 to 10 hours per day prospecting. Change the model so that reps only talk to qualified, educated prospects as well. And when they did, they were utilizing things like click to call and things like that. They decreased the amount of time they spent selling by 75%, because a lot of the education was done. This is really important if you're taking notes, because the education was done ahead of time. Okay, they feel like they're able to operate like they have this 20-person marketing department, and in reality, it's the two partners that are doing the marketing, because the majority of it was done for them with other things I'll talk more about later. Okay, they were able to go from basically nothing to 1.5 million in 3 years. That's absolutely incredible. That sounds pretty good. Let's look at another example. Okay, Hawkins Luxury Realty. Okay, problems that they were facing. Okay, leads that weren't qualified. They only sell high-end properties, high-end homes. Okay, leads that weren't qualified, leads that were not ready, just kind of people dipping their toe in it, and it was difficult to differentiate themselves from the competition. Difficult to it's a common theme here, and I imagine a lot of people here can relate to it. So they use content, videos, reports, emails, offer free value to prospects and clients, and they're able to, they essentially broke the mold, and they're able to answer a lot of the questions that clients would have. Now, what he says is that currently, once someone makes it through his campaigns and comes in, he's closing 75% of his appointments, or they're becoming clients. That's pretty darn good as far as I'm concerned, because the sales job is done when they walk in or when he walks into their house. Okay, so think about how many additional prospects would hire you each month, each quarter, each year if you had great dynamic follow-up. Okay, so the next step is to deliver and delight. So once someone's worked with you, okay, how do we ensure that they're happy? Well, let's look back at Rockwell Realty again. Okay, they have automated follow-up with clients on the post-sale. Okay, they ensure homeowners are happy long-term, and built and maintained real friendships with their clients. And this was enabled because of that consistent follow-up. Okay, how often do people in your area buy homes? 4 years, 5 years? What's the number there in your specific market? I believe the national average is every 4 years or 4.5 years, people buy a new home. So how much opportunity are you missing out on because after the deal is closed, you know, maybe you follow up once a year or once whatever, but it's not consistent, it's not engaging, it's not educational, and you're not able to get that, right? Okay. I want you to think of customer service or client service or satisfaction as a marketing effort. Okay, and when you start thinking about that, there's a little exercise that I like to do with my clients. Think about what is something that would cost you $5 or less that you could do to really wow a client. Okay, so this might be a you know, something on their, you know, a little something on their birthday. This might be something post close. This might be, you know, you fill in the blanks on what fits your personality and your brand as well. Okay, how many clients decide to stop doing business with you each year because you failed to wow them? So it's an interesting study that 86% of people who bought from or utilized a real estate professional at one time and then did not utilize them the next time. And when they surveyed those people, so the next time that they bought or sold a home, when they surveyed those people, what do you think the answer was? Do you think the answer was because I was really unhappy with that person at the point of sale of my last home? No, it wasn't. Do you think it was because I didn't trust that person when they helped me before? No, it wasn't. The answer was indifference. They were indifferent to the professional who had helped them before because there was no true differentiator that continued in their mind. They can be super satisfied right at the point of sale, but 5 years down the road, that's a long time. Maybe they've had some kids. They've grown out of a house. They've done all these different things, okay? And so it's just indifference. And so it's a matter of finding ways to be able to continuously build that value. So let's look at another example of Mike Taylor. He's an agent and previous clients. So he was really established in his community. So he had a lot of clients, but he's seeing that many people who had utilized his services in the past were working with other agents, other brokers, others out there. They weren't doing anything. So he put together a value-based post-sale follow-up. Okay, and the results were that he started getting people coming in again. Imagine that. Imagine getting those repeat clients coming in more. I know it sounds simple, but these are the realities because it's tough to do all these things at the same time. So how many past clients should be hiring you again this year that aren't because of indifference? Think about it. And think about what that means to your bottom line as well. And then it comes down to just really delivering and delighting, getting referrals and reviews as well. So I'm going to give you an advanced referral strategy that you and your team can start utilizing immediately, okay? Ask for them consistently and systematically. Don't make it accidental, okay? The people who rely on accidental referrals are the people who are going to continuously be driven out of the market in the digital age. Mark my words on that. Okay, so let's look back at Hawkins again. Okay, after the sale, continue to follow up with value content that was specific to his niche, his target. Okay, ask previous clients for referrals via email, phone, and mailer. So it's not just one thing that's the silver bullet. He's hitting them with a lot of different things. Is he calling them every week and asking for referrals? Absolutely not. But maybe he gives them a call on their birthday, shoots them a text on their birthday or whatever, and then, you know, hey, happy birthday. By the way, if you know anyone who can utilize my services, blah, 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 right? But utilizing these things to ask in many ways, because he knows that they were happy at the point of sale. Okay, asking for reviews on social media. Okay, that's a lot less invasive to a lot of people than handing out their friends' information. Okay, so how many referrals should you be getting each month, each week, each quarter, each year that you're not right now? Okay, so once you understand this this life cycle marketing and this client life cycle that you can create, the next step is kind of drawing it out and mapping it out. So how do you implement life cycle marketing? And what tools can be offered to help your business grow? Well, the reality is, to do a lot of these things, you need to have, you know, you got to have your website set up with an IDX. You have to have your social media set up. You need to have your probably some landing pages. You need to be running Google ads and Facebook ads. You need something to kind of start to keep track of the leads that you're getting. And you still have to be able to schedule appointments. You need to organize things. You probably want to have an email marketing system and an SMS system. And the reality is, as the business owner, because if you're a real estate professional, you're a business owner, okay? As a business owner, you start to become this kind of human USB cord that tries to tie them all together. And when you're manually doing all these things, what you're doing is you're operating your business as based on a philosophy that says something like, if you want something done right, do it yourself. Well, this is not a mentality. This bootstrapped mentality is not a mentality that is going to help you thrive. And so what you want to shift that to is, if you want something done right, build a process. Okay, process is in place for businesses and real estate professionals that are built to last. Process creates scalability. So let's look at this quote real quick. It says, in today's competitive environment, automation is not a luxury. In today's competitive real estate environment, automation is not a luxury. It's a requirement for keeping a competitive edge. In fact, the benefits of automation are so numerous, you can't afford to ignore them. Okay, that was from Entrepreneur Magazine, doing a part specifically on the real estate industry. Because, like I said, automation is in place for businesses that are built to last. Automation, you have to have process, and what the right appropriate process creates is scalability, so that you can truly grow your business. Okay, this is why Chime is in business. Okay, Chime is in business to give you the ability to have everything that you need at your fingertips, to have your IDX website, to have optimized marketing, a marketing funnel, and a powerful CRM to be able to convert people after who aren't ready right away. Okay, so optimized lead capture, things like you know, premium IDX websites. We give you a website, we create it for you, and with you, so that you can get clients there and be proud of what's on there. Okay, high converting ads, social ads, as well as Google ads, everything that you need to be able to get in front of people, retargeting them, and continuously following up, so that you can generate the right kinds of leads. Okay, and then helping you actually convert those leads into clients. So with things like dynamic lead scoring, having a mobile app, having a power dialer, and SMS system, so that you're engaging with people and you're working smarter, not harder. Okay, having buyer matching and smart suggestions available, and then helping you for the people who aren't ready right now. Okay, so the first step is engaging with them, and then it's to continuously engage with them and build value. And so for the people who aren't ready, having that powerful CRM, so you have a file for every client, file for every household, a file for everything. You know exactly where you're at. You're able to hold everybody accountable. There's goals. There's a goal setting section where you can see where you're at as far as being on target. Again, running this thing like a business. Okay, automated buyer alerts and campaigns that are pre-built with copy and proven strategies built right into the platform. And also things like like I said, your business goal reporting, okay? Now, the most important thing to me is that you're never alone. So when we get a new client on board, we don't expect you to be a systems engineer, okay? We team you up with a customer success manager here who works with you one-to-one. You're not calling into support, getting a different person every time. Works with you one-to-one ongoing to ensure that you are set up for success. And then what does that actually look like? So you know, I'm sure some of you are thinking, well, let's get down to the brass tacks. Jimmy, what does this actually cost? Okay, so we've got different plans for different types. Okay, so we've got an agent plan that comes with 3 users, meaning if you have two members in your office, or maybe you have an assistant, or you know, whatever that might be. So the agent plan comes with 3 users. It's $4.99 per month, and there's a $500 implementation fee. We also have a team plan where you get 15 users, so that all the members of the team. Now you can add users to these things as well, but 15 users, $8.99 per month, and $1,000 for implementation and setup. Okay, but then you always have that customer success manager as well to help you with anything that you need. Okay, it's kind of cool being a part of an organization where we're getting a lot of cool feedback. So Inman says it's rare that a software and strategy can so smoothly overlap. Okay, you know, we're excited to add Chime to our Elite Premier Partner Group. You know, and the list goes on and on of different people who are excited about what we're doing and how we're helping their business. So I know I've never met a realtor that doesn't like a good deal, right? Negotiating is a big part of what you do for a living. And so with that, I have a special for you. For those of you who are ready, hopefully nobody gets offended by a little bit of an offer, but we do have a special for those who are ready to take that next step. And I'm going to put a page into the chat here shortly to where you can take advantage of that. If you're listening to the replay, there's going to be a form on the side of this page where you can take advantage of the promotion as well. And it's not going to ask you for payment information. It's just going to ask you for some information. That way we can connect you with one of our professionals who can ensure this is the right fit for you, answer any and all questions, and help you get started. So, you know, nice thing here with Chime is that you can count on us for things like secure data hosting, a platform that's as mobile as you, tested and optimized advertising and marketing, and a true partner in innovation. Okay, so that promotion today is that you're able to get the agent plan for 10%, either plan for 10% off of the monthly subscription. Okay, so that brings it to $449 instead of $499, and 50% off of the implementation. So that takes you from $500 on the agent plan down to $250. So you're getting started for very little, and you're able to get a lot and get everything that you need. You're getting the same services, same value, same everything. You're just getting it at a lower price. So it's like buying buying at the bottom of the market and then it going up the following month. So let's jump into any Q&A. Brandon's been in here monitoring the chat. Brandon, what questions do we have right now?
One of the questions that I'm reading right now is, how do I take advantage of this special if I'm not ready to sign up till next week?
How do I take advantage of this special if I'm not ready to sign up till next week? Well, so I'm going to drop the link to the page into the chat, and if you fill that out, okay, they're reasonable people. We're not throwing you into the Shark Tank or anything. We're going to have someone call you up. They're going to schedule something with you and ensure, again, this is the right fit for you. If you're not ready till next week, have a conversation with them, and I imagine they can work something out.
Another question here: how does this marketing platform differ from Sync and Boomtown?
How does this marketing platform differ from Sync and Boomtown? Well, one of the biggest things that I find is most important for a lot of the clients that I've worked with is the fact that it's all built on a mobile first platform. There's literally 95% of what you can do on a desktop, you can do on a phone as well. And that's something that's absolutely critical to most agents because they're usually on the move. They're usually out moving and shaking and getting things done. And so it's something that's super important. Also, the innovation and it being dynamic. Our platform innovates and keeps up with things faster than just about anything. And then the third would be the automation aspect. So.
Another question here. How can Chime help with on-the-fly marketing, like landing pages or other lead capture tools?
How can Chime help with on-the-fly marketing? And then are you able to do landing pages, lead capture? Absolutely. All of that's built in. You can build landing pages really easily with our landing page builder, and it can match your branding and everything like that. All easy to do, and you can get it cranked out super fast. What else do we have there?
Any other questions? Yeah, any other questions out there?
All right. Any other questions out there? If not, we'll go ahead and end it. It looks like we're right at about 40 minutes, which is a good time to end this thing. So thank you so much for joining today, and I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day. I'm glad that you took the time out of your day to get in here today, and I hope that we'll be welcoming you to the Chime family here very shortly. Thank you very much, and take care. Bye.